It has been nearly 6 months since I have even touched Disney Speedstorm, and so much has changed with the game. There's new racers, new tracks. I missed like 3 whole seasons. The economy is different, progression. There's so many new weird things in the shop. There's tales, different events. Let's go ahead and take a look at everything that has changed over Disney Speedstorm in the past 6 months and talk about whether or not I think the game has gotten better since I've been gone. Starting things off, I just want to talk about the racer roster because obviously over the course of 6 months, they've added a lot of new racers. As you can see, I'm missing, what is this, 18 racers out of the 108 in the game. I think when I left, they were in the 80s or 90s. I've already unlocked the Queen of Hearts from Universal boxes and then Winnie the Pooh from purchasing the Diamond Pass, which we'll talk about in a little bit because there are some changes. I can't find Winnie the Pooh on the roster, but he's somewhere in there. He's oh, there he is. One of my level 40 characters. I got a lot of those. But now let's talk about some of the events that they've added to the game. Events, honestly, this is pretty interesting. I was pretty surprised when I came back, specifically at these kind of leaderboard events. For example, a treasure on the path. This is a very weird event as you just have three objectives that you earn points for, and then the points put you on a leaderboard, and then based on your spot on the leaderboard, you get rewards for the event. And then there's also like a little reward track that you get right here. So once you get 10,000 points, you get all of this stuff. This reward track in itself, I think, is great. I think all these rewards are good. They're pretty achievable, very fair. As long as you're collecting like season coins and opening universal boxes, you can complete all of these objectives very easily and get yourself 5 Mrs. Incredible shards, dash shards, and then, other crew members as well, which is very nice and super helpful. But a change that I really don't like is these leaderboard events. I think they're just really bad. Specifically the rewards. Like if you are first place out of however many, like there could be up to 200,000 people in this event, and only first place they get 20 Violet shards and then 40 Tony Rydander shards. That's not a lot for being first out of 200,000 people. Like, I'm pretty high up. I'm number 73 simply because I opened so many universal boxes. And even me being 73rd out of all these thousands of people gets me 3 Violet shards and 11 Tony Rydinger shards. Like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not complaining. 3 Violet shards, 11 Tony shards. It's fine. It's not like the worst. But it is pretty low. And even if you're like relatively high up, like top 200, 3 shards, like that's not a lot. I feel like they should divide this a lot more. Like I feel like the top 100 should all be getting the first place rewards, and this is like 200 to 500, and then like the first 3,000 people get this. Like the reward should just be a lot better and not nearly as narrow, because getting first, second, and third, the reward getting halved just because you're 2 people lower out of thousands is kind of crazy to me. And like there's no way to compete with these guys up here. 500,000 points. I'm only at 70,000, and I used about 1,000,000 season coins that I got just for like the hour of playing that I did. But competing with these people is just really hard. You got to spend a lot of money and do a lot of things, like spending tokens and upgrade coins. It's just, you can fully buy your way to the top of this event, but it's not even worth it because the rewards are so bad. So honestly, and then there's another one, keep pushing forward. Again, this one, it's not fair, because if you don't have Vanellope, if you don't have Cinderella, if you've already ranked them up, it's going to be a lot harder for you to progress. And just in general, these events aren't really balanced and the rewards aren't worth it at all. Like again, same thing for this one, the fact that even first place only gets 20 Ana shards. It is good in a way that the rewards are bad, because it makes it feel like you're not missing out if you're not grinding constantly. But also it's like there's no incentive to grind, and the grind is very like not fair for all the players. And overall, I just don't really like these kind of leaderboard events. For those who have played Disney Mirrorverse before it shut down, they had events very similar to these, and I felt the same way, where it's just not a fair event. And in my opinion, I would like it if the groups were smaller. Maybe if you get put with like 100 or 1,000 random people, and then you fight it out amongst those smaller groups, rather than it being like everyone all together, or like much bigger groups. I'm not sure if it's everyone. Besides that, limited events are pretty much the same. There's the same Racer Boost stuff, the same daily challenges, Racer Boost, supercharged characters, which I'm still not a fan of. I don't have any supercharged racers currently, but I've seen gameplay, and overall I think it's just a way to squeeze more money out of people after they have maxed out a character, which I don't love, but I understand why they did it, and it is cool if you do get supercharged shards for your favorite character. There are also tails, as you can see in the top left. I personally don't know a lot about tails, I haven't experienced any, but I'm very excited to see what they're going to be like. I've heard mixed things, but let me know if you guys have been playing Disney Speedstorm consistently for these past months. Let me know what you think about tails, if they're a good addition to the game, and if you find that it's a fair way to unlock some of the new mid-season characters. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the shop offers, because the shop is very different. The way they are, selling things in the game is incredibly different and a very important part of Disney Speedstorm, I think. And honestly, one of the best changes is the fact that mid-season racers have gotten a lot cheaper. Chip and Dale and then Fozzie and Scrooge McDuck, they were the mid-season characters for 2 of the previous seasons that I missed. So in the last 6 months, these are relatively new mid-season characters, and they're very cheap. If I wanted to spend 500 tokens right now, I could get Chip and Dale unlocked, as well as both of their epic crew members, and then another 500 would, get me double the amount of shards, and etc, etc. It keeps going up. But overall, this is not an incredibly expensive chain offer for a lot of Chip and Dale shards, which I think is very good. And then same thing for here, these are 2 of the newest mid-season characters, and for $5 I can unlock both of them. This is unprecedented in Disney Speedstorm. Usually unlocking mid-season characters is a lot more difficult and a lot more expensive, so I like that they are cheaper. However, again, this doesn't work for free-to-play players. If you're not spending money on Disney Speedstorm, it's still going to be incredibly hard to get these characters, unfortunately, unless you're grinding out the tokens in ranked multiplayer. So I would like to see more token offers rather than the real money offers that Fozzie and Scrooge have. More things like this chain offer, because honestly, this chain offer is very good, and it's really nice to come back after 6 months and see offers considerably cheaper and considerably higher in value. That definitely makes me feel good. Same thing goes for the new season box structure. Instead of these being just like a Winnie the Pooh box, it is a Pooh Star Up box. So now you have a chance to star up your Winnie the Pooh when you get it, and less of a chance to earn shards for Winnie the Pooh. Honestly, I haven't experienced these boxes too much. I've opened quite a few of the Winnie the Pooh boxes. I did get the instant 4th star, which I was very happy about, but let me know what you guys think of this, because I'm pretty sure it is new this season, and honestly, I kind of like it, because 2% chance to fully max out Winnie the Pooh from 4 stars to 5 stars, that's not bad. That's I was expecting it to be considerably lower, but 2% is relatively high. If you're looking at the odds for everything else in this box, 2% is not that low. It's the same chance as me getting, 10 Piglet shards, which has happened before, and it's a higher chance than getting any other Winnie the Pooh shards, about the same as getting a, decent chunk of Christopher Robin shards. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. And also at the other tiers, I believe it was a 3% chance to get the 4th star, and then I think it was a higher chance to get the 3rd and 2nd stars as well. So honestly, I'm a fan of these new boxes. I think it makes it more exciting, and just getting that 5th star, I'm sure if you get that 2% chance drop, it's gotta feel so good. I mean, it's just amazing. But overall, it's an interesting change. I personally like it, just thinking about it off the top of my head. But what do you guys think? Some stuff that I am disappointed that hasn't changed is the world map, specifically the Chapter 6 of the Season Tour. I am a little disappointed. It's still pretty hard to progress through this. There's a lot of harsh blockages through here, going down the line here, specifically towards the end of the chapter, needing either a level 42 Cinderella or a level 30 Carl Fredricksen to progress forward to get those 50 Eeyore shards is a little challenging. I personally don't have either of those characters. Again, I'm not expecting to get through all of Chapter 6. I know I've missed the last half year of Disney Speedstorm, and so obviously I'm not going to be up to par. I'm probably not going to be able to get those extra 50 Eeyore shards, but even to unlock Eeyore, not only do you either need a level 30 Carl Fredricksen or 42 Cinderella. If you don't have either of those, then you need a level 34 Daisy, level 35 Elizabeth, level 35 Woody, and a level 36 Sadness. This isn't the craziest requirements in the world, but it is still a little harsh. And in a day and age where we only have 3 new seasonal racers, I would like to see them be a little bit more generous in the 6th chapter of the season tour. But yeah. Another thing I'm not super excited about in Disney Speedstorm is the fact that some of these new seasons don't offer new tracks anymore. The Winnie the Pooh track is the Mickey and Friends one. It's Toon Village. which isn't great. I would have loved to see a 100-acre wood track. I think there was a lot of potential there. For Toy Story, you know, that's different. It was kind of similar to Pirates of the Caribbean, how we didn't have one there. But I am pretty disappointed that 2 of the last 3 seasons that I have missed, there's only been one new track, you know, and 2 of them didn't have a new track at all. However, I must say that everything I have seen about A World of My Own, the Alice in Wonderland track, it looks absolutely incredible, and I'm really glad that when they do release new tracks, they're still putting the same care into it, because like honestly, all of the tracks in Disney Speedstorm are incredibly iconic. I just wish they would keep releasing them every season, because like this track lineup is good. It is a very solid track lineup, but as you can see, they've slowed down a lot. I think like half the tracks in the game were there on launch, and so I'd love to see, you know, more new tracks in Disney Speedstorm, and have not as many of those seasons where we are fully skipping tracks, track additions, just because I don't think it's nearly as exciting when you get a new season and it's the same track. Because for free-to-play players who are unable to purchase the Golden Pass and unlock Winnie the Pooh or Eeyore, when they launch up a new season, you know, if they already have Sadness, there's not really any new content for them other than the new track. And so when you release a season like Winnie the Pooh, like let's just say I'm a free-to-play player, I can't buy the Golden Pass, I already have Sadness, there's really nothing new for me when the season drops, and I think that needs to change. I think when a season drops, it needs to be a big, exciting event that all kinds of players can look forward to, whether you're purchasing the Golden Pass, the Diamond Pass, whether you'll be able to unlock Eeyore, whether you already have Sadness or not. There needs to be something for everybody to look forward to, and so I just think that would be a little bit better if we had new tracks more frequently. Obviously, I understand that it can't happen every season. I'm also very pleased with the care they are putting into the new racers. Obviously, the racer releases in Disney Speedstorm have slowed down. We only get 5 new characters every season now, 3 seasonal characters and 2 mid-season characters, which is a lot less when we used to have seasons where we would get like 8 characters. I think that happened once, and like 7 to 8 characters a season, you know, 4 to 5 seasonal racers, 2 to 3 mid-season characters. You know, they were going crazy for a little while, but then it got to a point where some characters didn't have voice actors and a lot of abilities felt, you know, generic and repeated. And with the roster of 108, this roster is massive. There are so many iconic Disney characters in the game now that honestly I would rather them just slow down, keep doing what they're doing, and make sure that every new character they release has a lot of care, has a voice actor, has a more unique ability, which it seems like they are doing, and I'm very pleased with that. Overall, after returning to Disney Speedstorm 6 months later and playing, you know, a little bit, I'm pretty impressed with the state of the game. It seems like a lot of things have improved. Obviously, there's still room for improvement, but I think the future of Disney Speedstorm is pretty bright. If you guys have been playing actively in the time that I have missed, let me know what you think of all the changes to Disney Speedstorm, specifically on Tails. I'm really excited to hear your guys' opinion about that. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.